So how do you know when something's funny? I mean, you have to work on it. Like, you have a place where you just try your humor out, see if it's funny.
Yeah, my humor starts with like absurdity and anger almost. Like I look at the news and I'm like, I look at what makes me angry and I don't want to be angry anymore.
So what makes you angry? No,
Like,
I'm curious. Like,
nah, man. Like, so there's just things that you can't change. Like
Right.
with the lockdowns and everything that happened.
Right.
Like I have a tattoo, non-essential. Like how the hell are you going to tell me I'm non-essential? You know, like that's a pretty remarkable thing for you to tell me that I can't tell jokes in front of a room full of 100 people, but we're going to keep the strip clubs open. Like, how am I non-essential? So I have to process those emotions, and I can either process them into anger and violence, or I can process them into satire and sarcasm. And that's kind of
your humor.
That's it, right? And so, like, I try to showcase the absurdity of the moment as much as I can.
And give me some examples. Like when you're on stage, what do you...
COVID. I do a lot of COVID jokes about how
Okay.
COVID floats. Like, trust the science. Here I am being told to trust the science, but I also grew up on the food pyramid, So, like, how am I going to trust the science when they, the science told me to eat 3 times as many carbohydrates as proteins growing up?
That's
right.
right.
So,
That's right.
I mean, the science told me that Cookie Crisp was part of a nutritious breakfast. It's cookies and whole milk. It's diabetes soup to start your day.
It's the worst thing you can
It's
have.
the worst thing on earth,
Right.
So,
No, that's true.
I grew up very skeptical of the science. So, now this idea that you got to shut up and listen. I think one of the things that bothers me is nobody admits or will accept, like, how well we as a species acted during the pandemic. Like, you told everybody to lock themselves down, shut everything down, because it was going to impact strangers' lives, and everybody did it.
Everybody did it, yes.
And that's a beautiful thing. Everybody deserves a pat on the back and a hug for the way that we handled this.
What do you think about this COVID thing? I mean, they're saying that you take the shot, you don't get nothing. I mean, Biden had 4 shots, and he caught it.
You don't want my opinion. I'll get you canceled, brother.
No, but here's what I don't like. I don't like that you tell us we have to take it, but then you let 2.5 million, illegal immigrants in the country, and
crazy.
they don't have to take it.
Insanity.
That's not right.
Dude,
And I'm not political. I never
explain
talk
to me
politics.
how COVID floats. So you own 2 restaurants.
Yeah.
I got to wear my mask walking into the restaurant.
Right.
But as soon as I sit down, I can take the mask off and we're fine because COVID's just hanging out above us. Like, get out of here, COVID. Like, come on. I'm supposed to trust the science, but you didn't tell me that COVID floats? We could have just been crawling around everywhere to the Walmart, like having a good time. We wouldn't have to shut down nothing. It's insanity.
That doesn't make sense.
It's nuts. It's crazy. Like, dude, I was living in Brooklyn. Everything was shut down. You were on sets. I was doing commercials. You had to have everybody had to be 6 feet apart. I mean, how are you going to have somebody pull focus when they're 6 feet apart from the camera? Like, all right, we're trying to figure this thing out. But then they're having marches, 200,000 deep outside the Brooklyn Museum. I'm like, okay, this doesn't make sense. But they're like, oh no, but
No, but everybody's screaming, spitting on each other.
100%.
That's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. Because it's because we're just making up rules as we go.
Right.
It's insanity. Like, and that's kind of, my boy Mick has a great line. You had Mickey Gall on. He has a great line. I'm like, dude, all I want to know is what's the rules.
Right.
I just want to know what the rules are.
Right.
And Mick has a great line. He goes, we'll tell you the rules when you break them. We'll tell you what the rules are once you break them.
Tell you the rules are when you break them.
That's it.